Okay, today we're going to be doing a 1,000 round review of my Springfield operator. This is a 1911 chambered in .45 ACP, and this is my home defense weapon. After 1,000 rounds, how do I feel? Well, I feel really good. It's a really nice, good value 1911. So I got this gun, I think it was for about $1,050. For the cost of this 1911, you really are getting a good quality firearm. I did have a couple concerns and a couple things that I didn't love. And one was there was a burr here where the grip safety and the thumb safety and the frame meet. It was kind of a hard edge. You could tell that this is a factory made gun. It's not hand fit. And that really kind of bothered me because I do have a 1911 that is hand fit and custom. And so going from that to this, you definitely notice there was, not the same level of attention and detail put into it. But I am happy to say that this burr that was right here, you can kind of see there's a little bit of an overlap, but that has completely smoothed out after 1,000 rounds. I don't even notice it anymore. For anybody that gets this pistol or gets any 1911, sometimes you're just gonna have to live with the hard edges and the lack of refinement. This one, I thought that was the case for me, but I was happy to discover that did kind of wear in, and I don't even notice that. Fit and finish, other than that was my main concern because everything else was great. The lockup is really good. There's a little tiny fraction of movement, but really nothing. The way this gun feels in hand is just incredible. I went ahead and put these lock grips on. The ones that come stock on this, the VZ, they're good too, but lock grips, in my opinion, they're just, you really can't beat them on a 1911. This gun, I think, is really a great value. Right around $1,000, you get a really good 1911, and it looks fantastic. And it shoots great as well. This thing is definitely accurate. The trigger is still definitely on the heavier side. It's not a 3 or 4 pound trigger. This one's definitely at least 6 pounds, probably more than that. If I were to guess, it's more than 6 pounds. It's a pretty heavy trigger, but it's meant for duty use, so I'm okay with that. If there was anything that I would do to upgrade this, maybe I would get a trigger job on it, but it's not the end of the world. The sights, the 3-dot system, the 3 white dots, not a huge fan of. You do have tritium here in the front, so that works well in a nighttime situation. The 2 white in the back, I'm not a huge fan of the 3 white dot because I find that they kind of blur together. I still haven't gotten around to it, but I'm probably gonna just black that out with some black Sharpie and then call it a day. I prefer fiber to be honest, but because this is a duty home defense, we'll keep the tritium, that's fine. The other fit and finish concern I had was if you take the slide off and you look in there, on this block here, this stripping block, you can see there is some markings. There's some letters. The problem with those markings there on that stripping block is they rub along the frame of the gun. So when you rack the slide, you can feel those markings rubbing and grinding, so it's not really that smooth. And that's a little bit of a concern when you first get the pistol, at least it was for me. It wasn't the end of the world, but it was not something you really want to feel when you're racking your slide. I am also happy to say that has worn in as well. Those markings have worn down, I guess ever so slightly, to the point where I don't really feel that when I rack the slide. Still does catch a little bit there, but it was a lot worse when I first got the gun. So that, I imagine that'll continue to wear down and then, eventually be completely smooth. But the gun's very reliable. I haven't had one malfunction out of 1,000 rounds, and it's accurate and it feels great in hand. For $1,000, I would definitely recommend this 1911. I think it's a good value buy, and I'm definitely gonna keep it for a long while. For me, it's a good home defense weapon. I got 9 rounds here, .45 ACP, and then a backup 10 rounder here, and it's good. It's got great grip. The light is great on this, so it's a good gun. This is the Springfield Operator 1911 chambered in .45 ACP. This is my 1,000 round review.